Offset allegedly demanding a DNA test for Cardi B's newborn with Stefon Diggs is exactly the kind of headline that sends the internet spiraling. And this one, it's layered, messy, and full of questions nobody seems ready to answer straight. Because according to reports tied to their ongoing divorce proceedings, Offset didn't just make a quiet request. He reportedly went to court trying to legally establish paternity for a child believed to be Cardi and Diggs' baby born late last year. Now, here's where it gets serious. Word on the street is that a judge actually denied that specific request. Yes, denied. According to documents from February 2026, the court refused to grant Offset's push for a DNA test related to the newborn, while reportedly approving a separate paternity request for another child. And that split decision, that's what has people reading between the lines, trying to figure out what's really going on behind all of this. But what fans noticed next is where things really get interesting, because the timeline is doing a lot of talking. The child in question is described in court records as a newborn, and people are saying that lines up perfectly with the baby Cardi welcomed in November, widely believed to be Stefon Diggs' son. So now the narrative shifts from a general legal move to something much more personal, because why would Offset push so hard for that specific child? And this is where the internet starts connecting dots fast. Fans believe Offset's request wasn't random, it was strategic. Allegedly, he's been questioning paternity behind the scenes, and this legal move was just the first public sign of that. Some people are even saying he feels like something doesn't add up, especially since he reportedly claims the baby resembles him. Again, that's what people are saying, not confirmed fact, but it's enough to keep the conversation loud. Now, let's pause for a second, because this isn't just about DNA, it's about power, control, and narrative. The industry machinery thrives on moments like this. A high-profile divorce, a new relationship, a newborn child, and now a legal dispute layered on top? That's not just news, that's a storyline. And whether intentional or not, every move here is sending a message. But the best part doesn't end there, because look at what happened next. The judge's denial became the real headline, not the request itself, but the fact that it was rejected. And that raises even more questions. Why deny that specific test but approve another? Was there not enough legal basis? Was it about timing? Or was it simply a boundary being set by the court? Now, naturally, fans are divided. Some are siding with Offset, saying he has the right to know, especially in a situation this public and complicated. Others are firmly on Cardi's side, arguing that this is unnecessary, invasive, and possibly just another way to keep her tied up in legal drama. And that divide, it's fueling non-stop debate across social media.
What fans notice next is where things really get interesting, because Cardi herself hasn't publicly addressed this specific claim, and that silence, it's being interpreted in 100 different ways. Some people see it as strength, like she's not entertaining the noise. Others are questioning whether there's more to the story that hasn't come out yet. And then there's Stefon Diggs, who's right in the middle of this, whether he wants to be or not. Fans believe this situation puts him in an awkward position, especially if the narrative keeps pushing this idea of uncertainty. Because at the end of the day, this isn't just a legal issue, it's personal. It's about identity, family, and who gets to define that publicly. Now let's talk about optics, because this whole situation is heavy on perception. Offset reportedly saying he won't rest until he knows the truth, that's a strong statement. It frames this as unfinished business, something unresolved. And in the court of public opinion, statements like that don't just disappear, they stick. But the best moment doesn't end there, because look at what happened next. People started questioning the bigger picture. Why now? Why bring this up during divorce proceedings? Is this about clarity, or is it about leverage? Because in situations like this, timing is everything, and the timing here, it's raising eyebrows. At the same time, there's a deeper conversation happening about boundaries. How much access should someone have to their ex's new life? Where do legal rights end and personal privacy begin? And when kids are involved, those questions get even more complicated. There's no simple answer, and that's exactly why this story keeps evolving.
And let's be real, the internet isn't letting this go anytime soon. Every detail, every update, every rumored statement is being analyzed, debated, and turned into content. That's the reality of celebrity life, especially when multiple high-profile names are involved. The spotlight doesn't dim, it only gets brighter. So now we're left with a situation that's still unfolding, a denied request, a granted one elsewhere, and a whole lot of unanswered questions in between. And until something official comes out or someone speaks directly, the speculation is going to keep running. So what do you think? Was Offset justified in requesting that DNA test, or was the court right to shut it down? Let me know your thoughts, and don't forget to like and subscribe.